Alright, hey guys, this is Carter here, trying something a little bit different. So this is a game that is a mod of Fire Emblem 7, Blazing Swords, done by Blazer, who is a, excuse me, he's a very notable Fire Emblem modder in the Fire Emblem modding community, particularly for the Game Boy Advance games. He's done mods for, I believe, all the major ones, Binding Blade, Blazing Sword, and Sacred Stones. I'm not really sure how old this is, because I found this on my old PC that I haven't really properly looked through all of my stuff that I had on it since, I'd say, about 2016, 2017. But this is called Last Promise. It is a completely original story that uses the same engine as what's it called here? It uses the same engine as Fire Emblem 7. It uses Fire Emblem 7 as like a patch, as a framework, and then kind of makes new stuff on top of that. I know very little about this. I was kind of just testing this out on the testing it out a little bit before then, but kind of wanted to see what this was all about. So over a millennium ago, humans and dragons lived together on a peaceful and luscious land called Blaine. However, the dragons feared the progression of humans in both technology and quantity, so began the war that would result in the death of dragons and humans alike. But ultimately, dragons overcame the humans, and mankind was forced to make a decision. 7 leaders of the war, known as valiant warriors from all across Blaine, decided that at the very least, the existence of humanity must be preserved no matter the cost. All that is living and all that is animate is made up of the energy known to man as ether. Knowing this, the hero Magus uses ability to control the flow of ether around him to save many lives. Nobility and their servants gather together, and Magus used the ether of the humans and dragons who had died to warp away to a new continent, far away from the dragons, where the chosen humans who lived could start anew. And so, in order to save the lives of a few, the lives of many more were sacrificed. This new land, named Solum by the hero Arbiter, was not nearly as bountiful as their homeland of Blaine, but the people endured and their paths separated. Arbiter, who was the leader of all humans, made a nation based on the principles of justice and freedom. His nation named Blaine in honor of the old land, would one day tame the beast known as the Wyvern, and fly them across the continent to see the new lands below, from the sky high above. The gifted mage Magus traveled in the opposite direction, forming a powerful military nation to the northwest. He would call this enormous stretch of land the New Magus, which was later renamed Magnus. To the north, Queen Shelia decided that she would live a life in a peaceful area blanketed by white snow. This beautiful land would be named by Shelia herself to be the country in the snow, Alicia. Southeast, but above Blaine, Cora formed a large family of people who wanted to live simple lives of peace and tradition. He called the plains they settled on Athea. South of Magnus and west of Blaine, Duke Forcistus, I don't know how to say that, strived to make a nation of equality as well. He built from the east to the west and treated the people he entrusted with his cities with love and care. This land, known as Valencia, was meant to be one where its people lived happily and in eternal prosperity. But for those who did not believe in the constraints of government, they followed the old and wise Jason, who moved even further west onto an archipelago, where people were meant to live isolated and quiet lives. However, Jason soon passed away, and this mineral-rich land became one of conflict between those who wanted its bounty. The 7th hero, Yulia, was the only one who remained back on the original Blaine. Sympathetic and unwilling to sacrifice her people, Yulia stayed behind to care for those who were not chosen to move on to Solum. Her and the other people sacrificed became legendary, and Forcistus later erected a city to honor her name. But this war, the falling, would not be the last. Magnus would grow into an empire of unparalleled strength due to the descendants of its creator Magus. Skilled with magic and prosperous like no other, the Empire of Magnus began a long and vicious war. It quickly overwhelmed Alicia to the north and instigated a series of internal conflicts between the tribes of Athea. Being the closest to the western archipelago, Magnus monopolized its resources, and Valencia would be next to fall. So quite the story here. Oh, geez. So, something that's really cool about this is that, yes, there is a completely original story that Blazer has created here, using resources of Fire Emblem 7 as like a base to build off of. And what's really cool is that not only is it like, not only is it new, like a new story, there's new character portraits, as you can see here. There's also music in the background, which you can't really hear because I can only record the screen of this. But yeah, that's essentially, it's an entirely new thing that was made on top of Fire Emblem 7's core design, which I think is really cool. And it's something I've always wanted to try because, like, the whole, like, this whole setup here of like Fire Emblem 7's framework is really great to make a whole bunch of custom modded ideas off of, and that's something I wanted to do a couple like years back. And it's just really cool to see where Blazer started to where he came with this. And of course, it said like copyright 2012, so this was from a while ago. And I remember back when he took Fire Emblem 7 and kind of just was just replacing the, I might be thinking of someone else, but I just remember when, like, where Fire Emblem, the Game Boy Advance Fire Emblem game started in terms of modding, it started with just changing the characters and not really creating a whole new story using its resources. It was kind of just, people were still just learning. I'm kind of talking over the story here, but I guess these are two main enemies of each other. This main guy kind of looks like a Zafeel looking enemy. Restore peace? You started this war. I can even spout the word peace after all the people you've killed. Lewis. Okay, so I guess this is the sage in the bottom there. Alright, so this is really the only thing I know so far in this game. Sir Byron, this is the place. This village is hidden, but there's nowhere to run. That is good. After chasing him around for so long, I couldn't stand him just slipping by us. Troubles we go through to ensure Magnus' lasting dominance. Alright, man, you have the order. Subdue the Valencian scum. Alright, let's see. So, this is about as much as I've gotten up to. I've played a little bit of this prologue, but besides that, I don't really know anything else about this game. I don't know how many chapters it has. I don't know if it's even fully complete or not. So, I guess we'll see in a minute. Time for battle, son. Things can get rough, so take it seriously and watch your back. If you feel threatened, move behind me. Alright, so... Alright. So, let's see what we have here. So, we've got two characters. We've got Siegfried, who is a knight errant, a former knight who uses skills and experiences for newfound purposes. He's got the, he uses the animations for, what's it called? Ellawood's Great Lord class. And he's got an S in sword, which is really good. He's got really high speed, and he's got good skill and speed. Pretty good strength. Really low res and luck, though, so that's good to know. And then Sean, The son of Siegfried is an innocent kid, kind of giving. He is a gallant. Title bestowed upon one who is in the process of learning the ways of a virtuous knight. This also has the animations of a cavalier. So, and there's a piercing sword, which I think only he can have. Vulneraries in this game also come in packs of 5 instead of packs of 3, which is interesting. He has a D in sword, E in lance, and we've got pretty low stats here. His highest stats are in speed and luck, so he's probably... I'm not really sure how he's going to do, but we'll find out. So, let's bring... actually, before I do anything, I'm going to increase the game speed. And let's give us... let's keep it on blue. Alright, so we're going to have Siegfried up here, and we'll have Sean come up with him. That piercing sword is very important, so we're going to have to use that on this guy up here. Also, no axe units for this, so that's important because there is 2 lance users on this mission. Alright. So Sean can only do a single hit. So you've come to hunt me down at last. Please, do you honestly think you can best me in battle? Yeah, Siegfried uses Ellawood's Great Lord. His great... Ooh, I can't speak right now. He uses his Great Lord stuff. Let's see here. We're gonna have Siegfried take out this guy. Of course, he's gonna do a little bit of damage, but he can do a crit, which is perfect. Now, something else you guys are probably noticing by now is that I am by myself. No Eden today. And that's because we were talking about it, and we were thinking that if there's times where, like, we have free days to do some, where we can do some recording, but not, like, one of us is kind of not able to be there. Like, right now, Eden's at work. Even though that this is still in the midst of heavy... What's the word I'm looking for? Steve Carino. We're still in the midst of Steve Carino right now. The big COVID-19. But Eden still has to work, sadly. Even though it's like reduced hours. So, despite that, we have to kind of figure out a way that we can record some games, even when one of us isn't here. So I decided, why not just make it so that we have certain games that we can play when the other one isn't there. I have some ideas of what I want from my side. This being one of them. Alright, so using Sean here to kind of bait out Byron. And we'll just bring him here for the kill. There we go. Alright. Right, you will regret this. So we can get some experience for Sean, who, from what it looks like, he's going to be an integral part. I don't know that much about this game, so again, well, that none of you could probably hear that, but in my ear they just played a I think it was Legend of Zelda, like da 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 da. So yeah, I just heard that. So not everything is fully custom in this. Like, it's still using some Fire Emblem music. You can't really hear it here, but this is actually, it's still really good quality for what it is. Alright, so it seems like Siegfried here is trying to leave us behind. You know how to defend yourself in case trouble comes. Granted, I'd rather you don't get into any fights with anyone, so stay in the village as much as possible. I'm pretty sure that Corbin kid is willing to have your company for some time. Just train with him, he's a good sparring partner. Wow. Just fucking leave. Alright. Why don't we go through chapter 1 and then we'll see about ending this for now. Oh, so we're saying with Siegfried. Ah, it's so quiet here. People here seem so uninterested in Magnus's war against everyone else. They haven't even set up a basic perimeter defense. Of course, Sir Anura is no militant area, just a small farming and trade town. There's no reason to have an army. No one would come here for anything. War doesn't affect us commoners and farmers. Ooh. Even for a moment you're safe. Oh god. These people just don't know what's going on. Ooh. Oh shit. So Sean disobeyed his father and then brought his buddy Corbin into this. Alright, so whoa! Those people came out of nowhere. Yeah, boss, this is the town you wanted? Yeah, Anura, a small trading town with no cursed militia. Who knows what we'll be able to take? Surprised no one's gotten to a village this ripe yet. Gold furs, maybe some of them Athian beauties. So, one of the things that I really loved about Fire Emblem Three Houses is how they never really held back on basically talking about mature themes and mature content, I guess. And that's what I'm hoping this will try and do, because Fire Emblem, there was this period where they were kind of afraid to talk about, kind of like go into like more serious themes, specifically in like Fates. Like Fates has a lot of problems. Awakening also did the same thing, but like Three Houses kind of like really brought it back, where they started bringing up some really messed up shit in their story. So I'm hoping that Blazer has essentially done something similar with this. Alright, so we've got Sean, we've got Siegfried, and we've got Corbin. Corbin, a cavalier in training. He is loyal to both his friend Sean and his instructor Siegfried. He is actually a cavalier. Okay, so there's a difference between a gallant and a cavalier. I don't really know what that is, but I can kind of see the difference there when they have them side by side like that. Okay, so he has got an E in sword and a D in spear. And his stats, he's got the highest luck so far. He's okay. We'll use him for something. Actually, before I do anything else, let's see what we got here. Armed Brigand. A brutal brigand unfittingly equipped with armor. Bardolph, greedy and delusional bandit, leader of Eastern Athia. Okay. He's got a steel axe. I've noticed that the axes have different... they've kind of been, like, the little icon for the axes, the iron axe and the steel axe, have been changed. So that's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see, hand axe from this guy. Steel axe, iron axe, and iron axe. Okay. Now that we know that, let's go ahead and take the fights. I noticed that these guys are very beefy in comparison to like other early game enemies. This game doesn't really have any sort of tutorial, but I guess that makes sense because you can't really play this game without patching the original Fire Emblem 7. So I guess the game doesn't really think that you're in need of learning basics if you already have the game. Alright, Siegfried, let's bring this forward. Alright, Siegfried the Man. It's pretty good. Honestly, I probably shouldn't be using him because I'm pretty sure he is the... pretty sure Siegfried's meant to be the Jagan archetype of this game. But when you come up to a mod of Fire Emblem, 9 times out of 10, they make it more interesting because they won't always follow the archetypes that Fire Emblem has been known to stick to. So it makes it a lot more interesting when you think about it. Alright, let's... Alright, don't hit him, please. Okay, thank you. Sean going in there for another. And we'll have Corbin take out this guy on this side. Alright, there's a level for Corbin. Alright, get some strength and get some luck. Alright, that's good, that's good. Those guys have iron axes, this guy has a steel axe. So that guy's gonna go for Corbin. We'll have Siegfried pick up the pieces here, thank you. With that crit. Ooh. Right now, this is a really cool game so far. I'm really liking this. Alright, Corbin. Hit him with that double. Good job, Corbin. Oh, what do we have here? There he is, the former Knight Commander of Regalia, Sir Siegfried, but there's bandits too. Can't arrest him like this. Guess I'll leave the safety of the village to him. Wonder what I'll tell the general. What the fuck? Wait a minute. No. Let's just... Thank you, Sean. Alright, hit him with the piercing sword. Alright, there's another level for Sean. 1 in HP and 1 in strength. That's pretty good so far. Let's get Corbin... Let's bring Corbin over here, and we'll give him a vulnerary for now. And we'll have him over here. Alright, Corbin's gonna come out here, take a little bit of damage, but he should be fine. Honestly, I think that having Corbin and Sean do like back-to-back fights here, having them pincer attack the enemies, that's probably gonna get them the most experience, so I'm gonna keep on doing that. Leave Siegfried in the back, so... Alright, Corbin. Do a double. Who needs more experience? I think they're both level 2. Both level 2? No, he's level 3, so Corbin, we'll get you to hit him. Alright. Alright, and let me check on this guy. Actually, they've both been there the whole time, so I guess we can move Sean up. Yeah. So we're gonna move Sean up. He's gonna have his sword, and we'll keep Siegfried over here just in case, because I'm not sure what that other guy that showed up for like a second is gonna do. All right, Sean, hit him with the Ha. See, this game is a lot more straightforward than the randomizer, at least so far. Corbin, hit him. Alright. I do kind of want to check the villages, because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to outside of this, so let's just bring Sean up there. Ooh. Alright, come on, man. Just do a double. I think we can bring... Ooh, can you get over there? Yes, you can. Okay. Let's, oh, so you can't even check out these villages. Okay, that's good to know. Alright, so Sean taking out that guy. Ooh, okay, that's... Alright, what does he have? Steel axe. Okay, that's good. Let's, what I want to know is what can Sean do against this guy? Ooh, okay, good. So, he's going to have the piercing sword in front, and let's heal him up. We'll have his dad right there, and his friend right here. Let's actually get... Let's get Corbin a little bit of experience off that. And then Big Bardolph is going to go after Sean. Ooh. Come on, Sean. There we go. With that crit, too. Ooh. God damn. Nothing is mine now. The Athenian beauties will get you for this. Alright. Alright, so Sean just getting 1 in HP. Alright, but that's the end of the mission. Thank you, brave warriors. You have saved us all. Father, we have to hurry. Looks like some of the bandits were able to retreat. They're not bothering us. Well, not anymore. Let's just leave them. I can already tell Corbin is going to be kind of like the shadow to Sean's Sonic. That's the reference I can use, yeah. Alright. You guys are rebels, correct? Or am I mistaken? Well, we may be a small area now, but our spirits are with the rebellion. It's in the interests of our trade and our safety, after all. We are in great debt to you, sir. Sir Siegfried. Right. Ah, Sir Siegfried. Again, thank you. Now, if you'll excuse me. Alright. Remember how, when you were young, we ran away from Valentia? Well, Magnus was still keeping an eye out for me. Now word will get out that we're fighting Magnus. Even if it's only as few as 3 people, the Empire won't give anyone a chance to disrupt their plans. They're going to start hunting us, which is ultimately why I didn't want you to come. But if we didn't, we couldn't have saved Anura, right? My injury's still a little sore, but these bandits are nothing. Now that you're here, though, I don't have much of a choice but to keep you around for a while. If you decide to disobey your father, your punishment will be dealt by Magnus. You're a bit more painful than I could be. What about you, Corbin? Are you going to stay? Of course, I'm staying here. You kick me out. How is that even possible? Alright. So that knight is not going to try and arrest me? So, Kevin, you have lost Siegfried. Yes, General Howard. He had a skirmish with some bandits, and I thought it best not to intervene. I'm ready to receive any punishment for my actions. I see. Well then. I'm relocating you to Garnia Fortress. Some of the Gorn nomads have betrayed their people in order to side with Magnus. They have captured the fort and are requesting Magnian aid in guarding it. You are to take your men and help them guard the fortress. In the case that Siegfried or anybody else attempts to take it back. Consider this reassignment your punishment, Kevin. Yes, sir. I hope I don't mess this one up. Alright, so it seems like this knight is supposed to be a... probably going to be one person that we can talk to get on our side. Alright, but at this point, I'm going to end this part here. A little longer than I was expecting, but pretty good game so far. I'm actually really liking this. So, if you guys want to see more of this, just let me know in the comments. I'm probably going to play more of it, regardless of what anyone thinks. Alright. With that, it's been Carter. See you guys next time. Peace.